As I remember, Adam, was upon this fashion bequeathed to me by will, but poor 1,000 crowns, and, as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. For my brother Jaques he keeps at school, and reports the scoldingly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home. His horses are bred better, but I, his brother, gain nothing. I will no longer endure it. But yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Your honor calls my master, your brother.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Very, sir, I'm helping you to mar that which God made.
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well.
Know you before whom, sir?
I, better than him I am before, knows me. The courtesy of nations allows you my veteran that you are the firstborn, but that same tradition takes not away my blood, where there are 20 brothers betwixt us.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Don't lay hands on me, villain!
I am no villain. I am descendant from Roland de Bois, and he is Christ a villain, and sent such a quality of villains. Thou hast trailed on thyself.
These masters be patient, we're born to remember the end.
Let me go, I say.
I will not. You shall hear me. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I shall no longer endure it. Therefore allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman. Who give me that poor lottery my father left me by testament.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, sir, get you in. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you leave me. Get you with him, you old dog.
So done my lord, most truly I lost my teeth in your service. God be with thou, master, he would have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will visit your ripeness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Holler, Denise.
Calls your worship?
Was not Charles, the Duchess's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you. He is here at the door and importunes access to you.
Call him in.
Tomorrow, to your worship.
And Monsieur Charles, what's the new news at the new court?
There is no news at the court, sir, but the old news, that is. The old Duke is banished by his younger sister, the new Duchess.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh, no. For the Duchess's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together. She is at the court.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and many married men with him. And there they live, like the old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day, and flee the time carelessly as they did in the old world.
But you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duchess?
Very do I, sir. I am given to understand that your younger brother Orlando had the disposition to come against me to try to fall. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love, I'll be loath to foil him, as I must, for my own honor.
I'll tell thee, Charles. It is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion, for if thou dost him any slight disgrace, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous means, and never leave till thee hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, and almost with tears I speak it, if I should anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep.
I'm heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his kingdom, and so God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I will stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed so much in the heart of the world, and especially my own people who best know him. I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cousin, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of. And would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father.
You know my mother hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. Therefore, truly, when she dies, thou shalt be her heir. For what she has taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By my honor, I will. And when I break that oath, let me turn a monster. Therefore, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, coz, and devise sports. Let me see what think you of falling in love.
Do, I prithee, to make good sport withal, yet love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport either.
What shall be our sport then?
Let her sit and mock the good housewife Fortune from her wheel, that her gifts might henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced.
Very true, for those she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Prunella goes from Fortune's office to nature. Fortune reigns in the gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No, though nature hath given us wit to flout at Fortune, hath not Fortune sent in this fool to cut off the argument? How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come unto your mother.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor, but I was bid to come for you.
Or learned you that oath, fool.
Of a certain knight who swore by his honor there were good pancakes, and swore by his honor the mustard was not. Now I'll say to it, the pancakes were not, and the mustard was good, and yet was not the knight forsworn.
How prove you that in the great heat of your knowledge?
Stand you both forth now, stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for never had any. Or, if he had, he had sworn it away before he had ever seen those pancakes or that mustard.
Speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
More pity, that fools will not speak wisely, what wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. Here comes Monsieur Lebeau,
With mouthful of news.
which he will put on us as pigeons feed their young.
Then we shall be newsground.
All the better, we shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost so much good sport. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of. Shall we see this wrestling, cousin? Oh, you must if you stay here, for this is the place appointed for the wrestling.
Yonder, sure they are coming. Let us stay now and see it, cousin.
How now, daughter and cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There are such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move.
Young sir, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in, as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
I pray you, gentlemen, for your own sake, embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir, your reputation shall not therefore be misprized.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, but let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial. Wherein if I be foiled, there is but one shame that was never gracious, killed but when dead that was willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me, and the world no injury, when that I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place, which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would wear with you.
And mine, to eke out hers.
Come! Where's this gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir.
You shall try but one fall.
I would have been invisible to catch the strong fellow by the leg.
way. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the son of Sir Roland Boyce.
I mean, thou hast been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honourable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased with this deed, hast thou descended from another house, but fare thee well.
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son. Do not change that calling.
Gentlemen, cousin, let us go encourage the young man. My mother's rough and envious disposition sticks me at the heart. Sir, you have well deserved.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of six with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks the means.
Can I not say I thank you?
Did you
Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Did you go, miss?
Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. But you deserve high commendation, true and lasting love, but yet it is now the Duchess' condition that she must consider all that you have done.
I thank you, and pray you, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duchess that here was at the wrestling?
Neither if you judge by merit, and neither her daughter if you judge by her manners, but yet indeed the worst one is her daughter.
I thank you, and rest much bounded to you. Fare you well. Thus must I, from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duchess unto a tyrant brother. But, heavenly Rosalind!
Why, Rosalind? Cupid have mercy. Is all this for your father?
No, some of it is for my child's father.
Come, come, wrestle with thy affections.
Oh, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Come, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible on such a sudden that you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
Well, the Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Does it therefore ensure that you should love his son? By this kind of chase I should hate him, for my mother hated his father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando.
No, Faith, hate him not, for my sake.
Mistress! Dispatch with your safest haste and get you from our court!
Me, aunt?
You, cousin! Within these 10 days, if thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it!
I do beseech your grace. Let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. Never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Bust you all traitors! Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not!
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor.
Thou art thy father's daughter, there's enough!
Treason is not inherited, or if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Ay, Celia, we stayed her for your sake. Else had she with her father ranged alone. She's too subtle for thee. Her smoothness, her very silence speak to the people and they pity her. She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she's gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom which I passed upon her. She's vanished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool! You, niece, provide you outstay the time, upon mine honor you die!
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? I pray thee, be not more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee, be cheerful. Dost you not know the Duchess hath banished me, her daughter?
That she hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love that teaches thee that thou and I are one. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go and what to bear with us.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us maids as we are to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. The like do you, so we shall pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not better, because that I am more than common tall, did suit myself, all points like a man.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
What if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out from your mother's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travels?
Leave me alone to woo him. He'll go o'er the wide world with me. Now let's away. And now go we in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Who's there?
Who of my own master? Who my gentle master? Who my sweet master?
Why, what's the matter?
Fair youth, come not within these doors. Your brother hath heard your praises, and this man used to burn a lodging where he used to lie, and you within them.
What? Wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? One forceth thievish living on the common road? Yet this I will not do.
But do not so. I have 500 crowns. As if I were saying to your father, when Sarah should in my old limbs lie lame, to be my foster nurse. Let me be yours, sir. Though with gold, I'm strong and lusty, for the service of a younger man and all of his necessities.
Oh, good old man. How well in thee bears the constant service of the antique world, when service sweat for duty and not for meed. But poor old man, I fear thou prunest a rotten tree. But come thy ways, we'll go along together.
Dear master, I will go with thee, for the last gasp in truth and loyalty. For 17 years now, almost fourscore, here will die, but now live here no more.
Can it be possible that no man saw them? It cannot be! Some villains of my quarter have consented sufferance in this!
Hesperia, the princess's gentlewoman, saw her a bed, but in the morning early they found the bed untreasured of her mistress.
I secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts of races of the wrestler. I did but wait before the city with Charles, and I believe wherever they have gone that youth be surely in their company.
Fetch that gallant hither! If he be absent, bring his brother to me, I'll make him find him!
My lady, the ruinous clown at whom so long your grace would not be left is also present.
And let not search an inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways! So, find out thy brother wheresoe'er he is. Seek him with candle. Bring him dead or living. Return thou no more to seek a living in our territory. Thy lands and all things that thou dost call thine worth, seizure, do we seize into our hands.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain now. Well, push him out of doors, and let my officers make an extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently and turn him going.
exile, I thought the custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp. Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we but the penalty of Adam, the season's difference, as the icy fang and churlish chiding of the winter's wind, which, as it bites and blows upon my body, even until I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, bears yet the precious jewel in his head. And this, my life exempt from public haunt, vines, tongues and trees, books and running brooks, sermons and stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it.
Amazing grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune to the bright, sweet style.
Come, shall we go and kill us venison? Jaquise? And yet it irks me, the poor dappled fools, being native burghers of this desert city.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Japanese grieves at that, and in that kind choice he can more usurp than doth her sister that hath banished him. Today my lord of Bane is steal the pleasure to the place of puffs in the sky, that from the hunter's end had taken her, did come to languish. And the big round tears course from another down her innocent nose and piteous face.
Show me the place. I love to cope her in these sullen fits, for then she's full of matter.
How weary are my spirit.
I care not for my spirits, if my legs were not weary.
Can find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel, to cry like a woman.
I pray thee, bear with me. I can go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you.
Well, this is the farthest from Arden.
Aye, now I am in Arden. The more fool I. When I was at home, I was in a better place.
Look, who comes here?
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guess.
I have loved her now.
No, Corin, if thou rememberest not the folly that love did make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not sat, as I do now, wearing thy here in thy mistress's praise, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broke abruptly from company, as my passions now make me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe.
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by heart adventure found mine own.
And I mine. We that are true lovers run into strange capers. But as all is mortal in nature, so is all nature and love mortal in folly.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art aware of.
Nay, I should not be wearing of my own wit till I break my chins against it.
Jove, this shepherd's passion is much upon my passion.
And mine, there grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you, question yonder sheep for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Holla, you clowns!
These fools are not thy kin.
Who calls?
Your betters.
Else they are very wretched.
Peace, I say. Good even to you, friends.
Continue, gentle servant through all.
I pretty shepherdess, if that love or gold can in this desert place, by entertainment, bring us to a place where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid who travel much with us and thanks for supper.
Fair sir, I pity her and wish for her sake more than for mine own. My fortunes were more able to relieve her. But I am shepherdess to another man. My master is of churlish disposition, and little recks to find a way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides his coat, his flocks and mounts of feet are now on sale. But what is, come see, and in my voice most welcome shall you be.
I pray thee, shepherdess, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, claims to be sold, and if upon report you like the soil profit in this kind of life, I will appear very faithful to your deed, and buy the gold right suddenly.
melancholy, Aquinas. I beg it. More, I prithee more. I can suck melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, prithee more.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me, I do desire you to sing. Come more, another stanza.
How you have stanzas?
Nay, I care not for the names, they owe me nothing. Will you sing?
More at your request than to please myself. That if ever I thank any man,
I'll thank you. Come, sing.
those that will not hold your tongues.
You have been all this day looking.
And I have been all this day to avoid. I'll go sleep, if I can. If I cannot, I'll rail against all the firstborn of Egypt.
And I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Good morrow, fool.
I'm not fool till have not sent me fortune. How the world wags. Just but an hour goes since it was 9, and 1 hour more it will be 11. And so, from hour to hour, we ripe and ripe, and from hour to hour, we rot and rot, and thereby hangs a tale.
Dear master, I can go no further. Oh, I die for food. Here lie down and measure out my grave.
Hi, how now, Adam? Go get a heart in thee? Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little. If I bring thee something back not to eat, I give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labour.
I think she be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find her like a woman.
My lord, she's even now gone hence. Here was she married, here in the city.
Go seek her. Tell her I would speak to her.
She saves my labor by her own approach.
Why, how now? What a life is this? Your poor friends must rue your company. What, you look merrily.
A fool! A fool! I met a fool in the forest. A motley fool. A miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool. And when I just hear that fool thus morale all the time, I just laugh, sans intermission, an hour by his dial. O noble fool!
What fool is this?
O worthy fool! He hath been a courtier. He hath strange places crammed with observation, the which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool! I am desirous of a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
Invest me in my motley, give me leave to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the foul body of this infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine. But who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
If he dies that touches any of this fruit, till I and my affairs are answered.
And as you will not be answered with reason, I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food, and let me have it.
Just sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you, I thought that all things had been savage here. Let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in which hope I'll blush and hide my sword.
True is it that we have seen better days, and have with holy bells been knolled to church and said a good man's feast, and therefore sit you down in gentleness.
My lord, there's an old poor man, who after me hath many a weary step linked in pure love. Till he be first sufficed, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger, I will not touch a bit.
Go find him. You will nothing waste till you return.
I thank ye, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest, we are not all alone and happy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, kneeling and puking in nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shiny morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like Furtus,
with the woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. And then the soldier, full of strange oaths, bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick to quarrel, always seeking a bold reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good cape in mind, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The sick sage shifts into lean and slippered pantaloon, spectacles on nose, pouch side, his youthful hose, well sate, a world too wide for his shrunk shape, and his big manly voice, tuning again to childish trouble, pipes and whistles in his tone. Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, his second childishness in mere oblivion. Song's teeth, song's eyes, song's taste, song's everything.
Welcome, welcome. Sit down, you good old bird, and let him feed. Give us some music, and your cousin sing.
Blow, blow, thy winter wind. Blow, blow, thou winter wind. Thou art not so unkind as winds in gratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen because thou art not seen. Although thy breath be rude, hey ho, sing hey ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is fading, most loving mere folly. Then hey ho, the holly. This life is most jolly.
If that you were the good Sir Roland's son, as you have faithfully whispered you were, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. Was it of your fortune? Go to my cave and tell me.
Hang there, my verse, in witness of my love. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts all character. That every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste and unexpressive she. O Rosalind, O Rosalind!
Truly, shepherdess, in respect of itself, it is a good life. In respect that it is shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is in the fields, it does too well. But in respect that it is not in court, it is tedious. Ask any philosophy.
No more but that I know that from all one's living, the work that easy is, and he that wants more needs and pretends without 3%.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. But still in court.
No, truly.
Truly. I don't like an ill-roasted egg. All on one side.
For not being at court, your reason?
Why? If thou was never in court, thou never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, then thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is sin. And sin is damnation. Thou art in a perilous state, shepherdess.
Sir, I am the true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear, owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good, content with my harm, and the greatest of my pride is to see my ills grazed.
God help thee, shallow man. God make incision in thee. Thou art raw.
You have too courtly wit for me. I'll rest.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind through all the world bears Rosalind. Let no fair be kept in mind, but
of Rosalind.
All right, you. If the cat will after kind, so be sure we're Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosalind. Sweet as the hot, sour, dry, and such a nut as Rosalind. This is a very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
He's you dog fool. I found them on a tree.
Surely, the tree yields bad fruit.
These here good places, stream. Stand aside.
Why should this a desert be? Tongues I'll hang on every tree, or at every sentence end will I, Rosalinda, write. Helen's cheek, but not her heart. Cleopatra's majesty, Atalanta's better part. Sad Lucretia's modesty, those Rosalinda many parts. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slap. Back, friends. Shepherdess, go up a little. Go with her, Sirrah.
Come, shepherdess, let us make an honorable retreat.
Didst thou hear these verses?
Oh yes, I heard them all, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses would bear.
It's no matter. The feet might bear the verses.
Aye, but the feet were lame. They could not bear themselves without the verse, and therefore stood lamely in the verse.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should come to be carved and hanged upon these trees?
Is it a man?
And the chain that you once wore about his neck. Change color?
You!
A wonderful, wonderful, a most wonderful, wonderful. It is young Orlando that did trip up the wrestler's heels and your heart, both in an instant.
Orlando!
Orlando.
Blessed day, what shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou sawest him? What said he? How looked he? Where went he? What makes him here? Did he ask for me? Oh, where remains he? How part he with thee? When shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
Borrow me gargantuous mouth first. To say aye or no to these particulars is more than to answer in a catechism.
Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled.
Take a taste of my finding him and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree, like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Job's tree when it drops when such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam. Mercy. There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Be a pity to see such a sight and well becomes the ground.
Thou bringest me out of tune.
Do you not know I am a woman? And I think I must speak, sweet say I.
Soft, come see not here.
And thank you for your company, but good faith. I had as lief been myself alone.
And so had I. But yet for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
As I do desire, we may be better strangers.
I pray you, want no more trees with writing love songs in their box.
And I pray you, want no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name.
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You have a nimble wit. Will you sit down with me and be too rail against our mistress the world and all our misery?
I will try no breed in the world except myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I will not change for your best virtue. I am weary of you.
Why, my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall see.
Never I shall see but mine own figure.
Which I take either to be a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
Thus, I am glad of your departure. Adieu, Madame Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey and under the habit play the nib with him. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
What is a clock?
You should ask me what time of day it is. There's no clock, of course.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels at diverse paces with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I prithee, who doth he trot withal?
Marry, he trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. If the interim be but a 7 night, time's pace is so hard it feels the length of a 7 year.
And who doth he amble withal?
With a priest that lacks Latin, and a rich man who hath not the gout. For one, sleeps easily because he can't study, and the other lives merrily because he feels no pain.
And who doth time gallop withal?
With lawyers, in vacation, or with a thief to the gallows. For though he go as swiftly as foot could fall, he thinks himself too soon there.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
Here, with this shepherdess, my sister, on the skirts of the forest.
And are you native of this place? Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so by many. Indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, won the new courtship too well, for there he fell in love. There's a young man, haunts the forest, that abuses our young plants with carbon rosin on their barks. If I could meet that fancy monger, I'd give him good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shamed. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
You've none of my uncle's marks on you. He taught me to know a man in love.
And what were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. And then your hose should be ungartered, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You may as soon make her that you love believe it.
Oh, I say to the youth by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes. One, and in this manner, he was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I sent him every day to woo me. At which time I, being but a moonish youth, would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, and then forswear him, now weep for him, and then spit at him. And so I drank my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook merely monastic, and thus I cured him. And in this way will I take upon myself to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there will not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you if you would call me Rosalind and come every day and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will.
Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Now you must call me Rosalind. Will you go, cousin?
Come in peace, good Audrey. Oh, fetch up your goats, Audrey. How, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Don't my simple features content you?
Features? What features?
I'm here with thee, my goats. As the most capricious poet, honest Ovid was among the Gauls.
Oh, knowledge, ill-inhabited, worse than Jove in a thatched house.
Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
Poetical? I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest? Indeed, to what? Is it a true thing?
No, truly. For the truest poetry is most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry, and what they swear in poetry may be said, as lovers they do feign.
Do you wish that the gods had made me poetical?
Now, if thou were the poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert heart favored. For honesty coupled to beauty is sap honey, exhausts the sugar.
A material fool.
I'm not fair, so I pray the gods make me honest.
Well, praise be to the gods. But be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end I bring with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, who hath promised to meet me in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
God give us joy.
Amen. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martex, well met. Will you dispatch us here into the street?
I'm not here to give the woman.
I will not take her gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given. Marriage is not lawful.
No.
Proceed. I'll give her.
Good evening, good mistress. What you call it? How do you? You are very well met. Go to your last company.
Will you be married, Molly?
As the ox hath his bow, the horse's curve, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires. This pigeon's bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church and have a priest who can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will join you together as they join wainscots, and then one of you will prove a shrunk panel and like green timber warp. Go that with me and let me counsel you.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married. Farewell, good Master Oliver. I will not do anything.
Do I really yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man?
But have I not cause to weep?
As good a cause as one would desire. Therefore, weep.
His very hair is of the dissembling color.
Something browner than Judas's. Marry, his kisses are Judas's own children.
No, Faith, his hair is of good color, and his kissing is as full of sanctity as the touch of holy bread. But why he would swear he would come and comes not?
Nay, certainly, there is no truth in him.
Not true in love.
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not.
But you heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, he attends here in the forest on the Duke, the father.
I met the Duke yesterday, and he had much more to do with me. He asked me of what parentage I was, and I said I'm as good as he, and he laughed and let me go. But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
And it's a brave man. He writes brave verses, he speaks brave words, he swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Like traverse, athwart the heart of his lover. Come.
Mistress and master, you have often cried after the shepherd who complained of love, praising the proud, disdainful shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, what of him?
If you will see a pattern of true love and the red glow of scorn and proud disdain, go hence a little.
Bring us to the sight, and you'll say I'll prove a busy actor in their blood.
Sweet Phoebe, do not pity me, do not feed me. Say that you love me not, but say so not in bitterness.
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee for not injure thee. Thou tellest me there's murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty sure and very probable that eyes, they're the foulest and softest things, who shut their coward gates on enemy, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do find thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down? Oh, if thou canst not, for shame to say that mine eyes are murderers. Now show me the mark my eye hath made in thee, scratch thee both with a pin, and thou mayst a mark of it. But now my eyes which I have dart at thee, hurt thee not, I am sure there's no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Sweet Phoebe, if ever you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the invisible wounds that love keen arrows make.
But till that time come, not thou near me. And when my time comes, uplift me with thy marks, pity me not. For till that time I shall not pity thee.
And why? Who shall be thy mother, that you insult, exalt, and all once over the wretched? What that you have no beauty? As by my faith, I see no more in you than without candle go dark to bed. Must you therefore be so proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me? As my little life, I think she needs to tangle with my eyes too. No, Faith. Proud mistress. Hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can tame my spirits to your worship. And you, foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her? You are 1,000 times a proper man than she a woman. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her. No, mistress, down on your knees and thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. For this I must tell you friendly in your ear. Sell when you can, you are not for all markets. Love
him! Take his offer!
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide a year together. I would rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He'll fall in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. No, no. Do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I love you not.
Dead shepherd, now I find myself my whoever loved that loved not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe,
Ha, what sayest thou, Sergius?
sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why am sorry for thee, Sergius?
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. By giving love your sorrow, and my grief were both exterminate.
Thou hast my love, is not that neighborly?
I would have you.
Now see that talk to me a while.
Not very well, but I met him off.
Think I love him not, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy. Yet he talks well. But what do I care for words? Yeah, words do one when those who speak them pleases those I hear. 'Tis a pretty youth. I'm not that pretty, but sure he's proud. And yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion. Oh, and faster than his tongue did make offense, did his eyes hit it up. He is not very tall, and yet, first he is tall. His leg is but so, and yet, 'tis well. There's a pretty redness in his lips. A little riper and more lusty red than was mixed in his cheek. That's just the difference between quantity red and mingled damask. There'd be some women, Sergius, had they marked him in persons as I did, would have gotten it to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not. No, I hate him not. I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what is he to do but chide at me? See that my eyes are black and my hair black? And now that I remember scorned at me, I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Obedience is not quittance. I'll write him a very taunting letter. And thou shalt go with that, Silvius.
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matters in my head and in my heart. I'll be bitter with him and pass him short. Go with me, Silvius.
I prithee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are in the extremity of either are abominable creatures, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then 'tis good to be a post.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, or the courtier's, which is proud, or the musician's, which is fantastic, or the soldier's, which is ambitious, nor the lady's, which is nice, or the lawyer's, which is politic, nor the lover's, which is all of these. But it is the melancholy of mine own, compounded of many simples, extracted from many objects, and indeed the sundries contemplation of my travels, the which often rumination wraps me in a most humorous sadness.
A traveler. You have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your lands to other man's, and then to see much and have nothing is like to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Yes, I have gained my experience.
I had rather a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad. And to travel for it too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay, God be with you, and you?
Talking blank books. Farewell, Mademoiselle Traveler. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You a lover, and you serve me with such another trick. Never come in my sight more.
Fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in long.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
I had his leave be wood of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say I will not have you.
Well, then in mine own person I die.
No, Faith, die by eternity. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them. But not for love.
I would not have my right, Rosalind, of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand, it will not kill a fly. But come, I
I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition. Ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
I faint will on Fridays and Saturdays, and all.
And wilt thou have me?
I am 20 such.
Well, what sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you will be the priest and marry us. Come, Melinda, give me your hand.
I prithee, marry us.
Cannot say the words.
You must begin, will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
I do take the Orlando for my husband. How long would you have her after you have possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the ever. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they're wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen. More clamorous than a parrot against the rain. More giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing, like Diana in the fountain, and I will do so when you are disposed to be married.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she's wise. Fair Rosalind, for these 2 hours, I must leave thee.
Alas, love, I cannot lack these 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with thee again.
Go your ways, go your ways. I knew you approved, my friends told me as much, and I thought no less but that your flattered tongue won me over. 2 o'clock is your hour?
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
You have simply misused our sex in your love trip. You have to have your delicate nose plucked over your head and show the world what the bird has done to her own nest.
Oh, cuz, pretty little cuz, thou dost know how fathom deep I am in love. But it cannot be sounded. My affection hath an unknown bottom like the Bay of Portugal.
Or rather, bottomless, that as fast as you pour affection in, it runs out.
I'll tell thee, Aliena, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow inside till he comes.
I'll sleep.
My earnest you, fair youth. My sweet Phoebe did bid me give you this.
Why write she so to me?
I know not contents. Phoebe did write it.
Come, you're a fool. Why, she defies me. Like church a Christian. Will you hear the letter?
So please you, yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
Why, thy Godhead laid apart, warrest thou with a woman's heart? Well, as the eyes of man did woo me, that could do no vengeance to me, meaning me a beast. He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me, and by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me, and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Alas, poor shepherd.
Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? If she loves me, I charge her to love thee, or else refusing me, I will never have her, unless thou entreat for her. Now if you be true lover, hence, and not a word.
Tomorrow, fair ones, pray you, if you know, where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees?
West of this place, down in the neighbor bottom. But the house does keep itself at this hour. You'll find them.
If that and I may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description? Are not you the owner of the house I did inquire for?
Yes, 'tis no boast, being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth he calls his Rosalind, he sends his bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am? What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame, if you will know of me what man I am.
I pray you, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, pacing through the forest, a marked object did present itself. Under an oak, a wretched, ragged man lay sleeping on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself. But suddenly, seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with intended glides did slip away into a bush. Under which bush's shade, a lioness lay couching, head on ground, with cat-like watch, when that the sleeping man should stir, for 'tis the royal disposition of that beast, to prey on nothing that doth seem as dead. this scene, Orlando did approach the man and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother. And he defended him that was unnatural that lives amongst men.
And well he might do so.
But to Orlando, did he leave him there? Food to the hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back and propose so, but kindness, nobler ever than revenge, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I awaked.
Are you his brother?
Was it you he rescued?
Was it you that often tried to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you of what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin?
The lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell you the story that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin dyed in his blood unto that shepherd youth he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
Oh, Ganymede, sweet Ganymede.
Then you will soon lay look on blood.
There is morning, cousin Ganymede.
I were at home!
We will lead you thither. I pray you, sir, take him out of the harbor.
Be of good cheer, youth. You a man, you lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it.
Sirrah, a body would think this was, well, counterfeited. Tell your brother how well I counterfeited.
This was no counterfeit. There's too great testimony in her complexion that this was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well then, take good counterfeit to be a man.
Draw homeward. Sir, go with us.
Find the time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
The priest was good enough for all the old ladies sighing.
A most wicked Sir Oliver, Audrey. A most vile Martex. But, Audrey, there's youth here in the forest to lay claim to you.
I know who it is. He has no interest in me in the world. He comes by me.
It is meat and drink to me to see a clown.
Good evening, Audrey. Good evening, William. And good evening, too, son.
Good evening, gentle friend. Cover the head, cover the head. Is thy name William?
William, sir?
A fair name. Was born in the forest here.
Aye, sir. I thank God.
Thank God. Good answer. Heart rich?
Faith, so.
So is good, very excellent good. And yet, it is not. It's but so. Art thou wise?
Aye, sir. I have a pretty wit.
Why, thou sayest well. I do now remember saying, the fool doth think he is wise, while the wise man knows himself to be a fool. You do love this maid?
I do,
Give me your hand. Hast thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have. For it is a figured relic that drink, being poured out into a glass, by filling one doth empty the other. For all your writers do consent that ipsis he. Now, you want ipsi. For I.
Which she said?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon the society of this female. O clown, thou perishest. I will kill thee. 150 ways. Therefore, you clown, tremble, and depart.
You good, William?
God rest your merry soul!
It is possible, on so little acquaintance, you should like her.
Well, neither the giddiness of it in question, the poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me, I love Aliena. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with both that we might enjoy each other. It shall be to your good, for my father's house and all the revenue that was old Sir Rowland's will, I stayed upon you. And here, live and die a shepherd.
Well, you have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. Go you and prepare Aliena.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Oh, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
This is my arm.
I thought your heart had been wounded with the claws of the lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
I know where you are. Your brother and my sister. No sooner met than they looked. No sooner looked than they loved.
Yes, they shall be married tomorrow. I will invite the Duke to the nuptial, but oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes.
Well, then tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind.
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you no longer with it. Know of me. For now, I speak to some purpose. Believe then that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3 years old, conversed with a magician, most profound in his art. If you love Rosalind, so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, when your brother marries Aliena tomorrow, so you shall marry her.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life, I do. If you will be married tomorrow, you shall. And to Rosalind, if you will. Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much gentleness to show the little I bit to you.
I care not if I have. You're here followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him, he worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so I am for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for nobleman.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so I am for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for nobleman.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, all humbleness, all kindness, and so I am for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for nobleman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Well, if this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Who do you speak to? I blame you me to love you.
To her that is not here, or doth not hear.
I pray you no more of this. Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow meet me here all together. I will marry you if ever I marry woman, and you're also refusing me to marry this shepherd. I will satisfy you if ever I satisfy men, and you will be married tomorrow. I will content you if what pleases you contents, and you will be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. So very well, I have left you commands.
I will not fail if I live.
No, I.
Nor I.
Was I ever in his last with the hand on and the head on it all, that o'er the green cornfield did pass in springtime,
the ark. Here come a pair of very strange beasts.
Salutations and greetings to you all.
Good my lord, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman. He hath been a courtier who swears.
And if any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation.
I like him very well.
God help you, sir. I present here, sir, to swear and to forswear, according as marriage binds and blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir, an ill favorite thing, sir, but mine own. A poor humor of mine, sir, to think that no man else will. Audrey!
Is this not a rare fellow, my lord? As good at anything, and yet a fool.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can do all this he hath promised?
Sometimes I do, and sometimes I do not. As those that fear, they hope, and know they fear.
I do remember in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My lord, when first I saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter.
That is their mirth in heaven, when earthly things do even. Good Duke, atone thy daughter, that thou mightest join her hands within whose heart.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
There be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then my love-a-do?
I'll have no father if you be not he. I'll have no husband if you be not he. Nor never wed woman if you be not she.
Peace ho, I bar confusion, 'tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events, if truth holds true contents. You and you no cross shall part, you and you are heart to heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together as the winter and foul weather.
Turquoise!
Let me embody this for a word or two. I am the third son of old Sir Roland, that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duchess Frederica, hearing how that everyday man of great worth restored to this forest, addressed a mighty power, purposely to take her brother here and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood she came, where meeting with an old religious man, and after some question with him, was converted both from her enterprise and from the world. A crown bequeathing to her banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again now with him exiled. This to be true, I do engage my life.
Welcome, young man. Offers fairly to thy brother's wedding. One, his lands withheld, and the other, a land itself at large, a potent dukedom. And after every this happy number that hath endured through days and nights with us, shall share in the good of our returned fortune. Meantime, forget this new-fallen dignity and fall into our rustic revelry. Play music.
Sir, by your patience, if I have heard you rightly, the Duchess hath put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court?
She hath.
To her will I, after this convertite there is much matter to be heard and learned. You to your former honor I bequeath, your virtue and your patience well deserves it. So to your pleasures, I am for other than for dancing measures.
Proceed, proceed. We'll so begin these rites as we do trust till end in true delights.
imagine to see the lady the epilogue, but it is no more handsome than to see the lord the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, then 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. However, to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays prove the better with the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in then, that am neither a good epilogue, nor can I insinuate with you on the behalf of a good play. I'm not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women! To like as much of this play as please you, and I charge you, O men! For the love you bear to women, as I perceive by your simpering, none of you hates them. Between you and the women the play may please. When I curse you, bid me farewell.
Enunciate, project, like I've heard from these guys. Good job, everyone. I also wanted to thank you guys all for coming out, and we were very happy to give you shelter from the rain, because in the forest of Arden, it's not raining, right? And that's what's a little hot, because it's the forest. But thank you all for coming and taking the time and effort. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, so you can celebrate then, right? All right, well, thank you. And also, of course, I wanted to not forget to mention our intrepid, fearless, perfectionist, which we love, director, Mrs. Renee Danielle. We can have more concessions. Oh, we're going to leave the guys here lined up so you can take pictures, and we'll get out of here today. So if you actors, thespians, could please just take a moment, and then should we have them sit?
Yeah, you want to sit? Go ahead, guys. Sit down. Make a pretty picture. All right, everybody, get out your cameras. This is your turn.
The lights back there.